Okay, so thank you for tuning in to lunch and story time with Cici. I'm trying not to touch the table that this camera is on because every time I touch it, it do this, and that ain't cute in the video. So let me get adjusted. I'll be right back. Okay, so once again, welcome to lunch and story time with Cici. I am your girl Cici. Before we go into this video, let me say this firstly. Go on down below and hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can know when I upload more videos. And also, this is a disclosure. Everything that I talk about during story time does not necessarily mean that I am currently going through this or this is what's going on in my life at this present moment. Sometimes I talk about things that happened in the past, and this one is something that happened in the past. So, just a disclosure, this is not currently going on in my life, but I'm going to vent as if it is current. So, these are my feelings. Hope you can deal with them. Sometimes the most simplest things are so good. Because right now for lunch, I'm eating me a freaking hot dog and it got mustard and relish on it. And that bitch is good. I'm tear that shit up. Mm, mm, mm. That's a good hot dog. Okay, now that that is over and all the food is gone, and I only got drink, Coke Zero that is. I might as well start the server. Okay, so this video is about friendship, being lied to, deceived, being fake, and all that good shit. You'll find out what I mean as I go along in the story. Now, this is a story about a past relationship. As y'all can see, when I put my hand up, I am a married woman. So, this is about a past relationship. I'm so sorry I keep hitting this table. I'm going to be still in a minute. And my other phone just fell out my pocket. You know what? Hold on, because I'm going to go live. No, I'm not. I ain't going to go live on this one, with this one. But, so have you ever been in a relationship with someone and it kind of moved kind of fast? And then as it was moving fast, you started noticing things in the relationship. Okay, so a while back, I was dating this guy. And I'm not going to put him on Front Street because I don't know who he with now and I don't want to cause no confusion and nobody asking questions and shit. So that being said, I'm not going to say his name. So, anyway, I was dating this guy, and we had been dating for about, not sure where I just stopped at. I had to pause the video because most of the time y'all know that I be at work when I do my videos because I like the background sceneries that we have at work. So I do a lot of my videos at work when I have downtime. Okay. Anyway, so I was previously, well, not previously. Let's take that back because that's a lie. In the past, I was in a relationship with someone, and the relationship had started moving kind of fast. We had not been dating for about 2 weeks. Like I said, I moved the setting because I need to be comfortable when I do these videos, and I be wanting to be comfortable. I am so heavy chested. This camera don't do me no justice in the chest area. Anyway, okay, so me and this person had not been dating for about 2 weeks, and I said midways into the second week of us dating, I happened to have been sitting with him to his parents' house, and someone pulled up in the yard. It was a female. So this female pulled up into the yard, and she got out, and she was speaking and talking to everybody and stuff like that. But I noticed immediately that once she got out the car and she sat down in the yard, that the guy that I was talking to's demeanor completely changed. So he was sitting in the car with me, and um, I asked him who the girl was. And I asked him, and then I turned around, I was like, because it looked like I know her. I said, is her name XYZ? And he was like, yes. And I was like, I knew that was my friend. And I jumped out the car and stuff like that. And we greeted each other and hugged, and we sat and talked for a minute and stuff like that, chopped it up. Well, lo and behold, come to find out, he had been previously trying to talk to my friend before he started talking to me. Okay, so that was the whole beginning of the messiness of that relationship. Hold on. Okay, so after we all was we are was more back acquainted with each other and stuff like that, I basically agreed to come over to her house the next day because, just like I said, we were friends. We had been knowing each other since childhood. Like, this person actually was my childhood best friend. I considered her as my childhood best friend. Okay, so that made the situation a little messy altogether already and stuff. Then she was talking to somebody that I was talking to at the same time. Come to find out. Anyway, so I went over to her house, and when I got over to her house and stuff, we sat down and talked, and she was telling me how she had been previously talking to this person, and their parents told her that this person was a habitual liar and that he had a substance abuse problem. And if I wanted to deal with that shit, for me to go right ahead. And she told me that she basically made him seem like he was a scrub. Basically, she basically made him seem like he was a scrub to me, and she basically told me that he was gonna try to play me out for money or whatever and stuff like that to get what he could get out of me. And I was like, I don't spend no money. It's not like that. I don't be spending no money. But yeah, so after we had that meet and greet and stuff like that, I started noticing things um that he was doing as far as his mannerisms was concerned. And she kept telling me little things and stuff. And like, for instance, she was telling me that when I'm not around, he still be begging her to not be mad with him and to take him back. That he basically always in her face when I'm not around. So, being that she was my friend, I took what she said into consideration. And at the same time, being that he was my man, I also wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt and stuff, because you know how females is and stuff. Sometimes females have motive. Sometimes females may get a little jealous. Sometimes females may get envious hearted and stuff like that, especially when they've been dealing with somebody and this person, oh, nevertheless, when we had that conversation and stuff like that, he told her in her face that he didn't want her, he wanted me. So quite naturally and stuff like that, certain feelings and stuff evolved out of my friend, because he made it seem, excuse me, y'all, I adjust them things a lot. He made it seem as if he used to try to talk to her, but they never had sex or anything. She even admitted that they never had sex. That he never tried her like that. It wasn't as serious as she was trying to make it seem. But she told me that basically no, they did not have sex, but they done kissed, he done fondled her, and stuff of that nature. So after they told me all of this and stuff, I started noticing things like every time I was around him, she stayed right across the street from him. Okay, so every time I was around him, she would come out the door where we was at and try to hang out where we at while we spending QT. Okay, he would never say anything, but I could tell by his mannerisms and stuff like that that he was praying that nothing go down, so no information would get back to me. So I started noticing that. I mean, every single time I was over to his parents' house and we were sitting out the door, she would come around. And the thing about it, she would use the excuse of, you got a cigarette? Um, is it anybody smoking? And stuff, can I hit the joint? Stuff of that nature. My thing with him with that situation was, if it isn't that serious with her, and you not feeling her like that, why is it so hard for you to dismiss her at the pinky toe? Like, soon as she walk up, you be like, hey, I ain't trying to be rude, but me and my girl spend time with each other. Could you chill and stuff like that? Could you give us some space? I mean, I felt like as a man, if you was really into me the way that he portrayed that he was into me, that wouldn't have been a problem for him to do. So, but he never did. So I noticed that, and I took that into consideration. Then, what else did I notice? I also noticed that a lot of stuff was going on, and it had my friend's name wrapped around it and stuff. Like, for instance, Word had got back to me that I was supposed to have said that I was going to drag him and use him up, and I did and stuff. I told him that I said it, and I told his mother that I said it. And the reason why I said it is because if you give a dog a bone and you're trying to see if that dog is trustworthy, you give him that bone to see if that bone gonna come back to you. And that's exactly what happened. Because I had suspicions of her and stuff like that, because I was noticing some of the things that she was doing that was like, that had like motive behind it. You know what I'm saying? And it made me feel a certain sort of way, because you sitting there trying to be passive and portray as if you are my longtime friend, but better yet still, I'm talking to this person. You said that you wasn't going to deal with this person no more. This person called you out of your name, called you thoughts and bitches and all kind of stuff. And you consistently try to push your way into the equation so that you could be around. But you say you're not feeling him no more because he started talking to me. Okay, so I don't know where I stopped at, because I get sidetracked when I'm at work and I have to stop and start and stop and start. But like I was saying, I started noticing things that was going on and stuff like that. Like, for instance, she went back and told. She said she went back and told my friend's brother that I said that I was going to drag him and just use him and stuff. And I was like, when that situation came up, I was like, okay, that was a conversation that we had had. Um, that was a conversation that we had had in confidence and stuff. Even though I was throwing that bone out there, so to see if it was gonna come back to me, because I wanted to see where her heart was. Um, that was a conversation that two friends were supposed to be holding. And if I was really your friend, you would not have repeated what I said. So that let me know right off rip that this chick got some kind of feelings towards me and this guy dating. So then after that, one night she had called me and asked me to go take her to go pick her up a package. And I told her that I didn't have time to do that because I was just over there for a few minutes and I was about to go home. I guess she felt a certain sort of way because once I got there and me and my my guy friend and stuff um started talking. I ended up sitting there a little bit longer, and it got wind back to me that she was upset with me that night because she said that as long as I had done been sitting there, I could have been took her to go get what she needed. Um, anyway, and I didn't. But my mindset on that was, I'm spending time with my guy and stuff. You supposed to be my friend. Although I know that y'all have had conversations, talk to each other, whatever, and stuff like that. This is my boyfriend, and you actually want me to uproot myself from spending quality time with him to take you to go get a little package? I'm not doing that. And I guess she felt some side of way. So the next day and stuff, well, a couple of days later and stuff, she expressed to me and stuff that she was feeling hurt and looked over and disappointed and stuff like that. And I was like, but you shouldn't feel like that. You know what I'm saying? You should not feel like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like she should not have felt like that if she really felt like, you know, he didn't mean that much to her, and he was such a pothead and stuff. And see, that's another thing and stuff that gave me those question marks. Okay, so she was sitting there making as if he was such a bad drug head. But if he's such a bad drug head, why you want him? You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, I was skeptical about that because the whole while, okay, first of all, I'm a recovering addict, okay? I'm a recovering addict. If a person is on drugs as bad as she made it seem as if he was on drugs, I think that they would have showed me some kind of notion within the 2 weeks that we had done been talking that they needed some drugs in their system. I know if it would have been me and I was still in active addiction, I would have showed some signs. But he never did. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap up this story. Okay, so I was noticing that. I noticed that he wouldn't say nothing to her. I noticed that she always was around. I noticed that she had been doing little things and stuff, and it made me feel like it was a bit vindictive and it had motive behind it. Like for instance, she did that. She had other guy friends. She would talk to me in front of him about her having another guy friend and stuff like that that she's dealing with, and I would sit there and watch his mannerisms change whenever another guy was around her or whenever she was talking about chilling with another guy. She even went so far as to bring another guy to his house with her while we were sitting out there and stood right directly in front of him with the guy so he could see her, and his mannerisms changed and stuff like that. And before the night was over, he ended up fussing at me for it was like literally fussing at me, being disruptive towards me because she was in front of him with another guy. That let me know something then. Okay, so I mean I'm not stupid. I might sit there and play malleable minded and stuff like that, but I'm not stupid. I can see a lot of stuff. Okay, so then after that and stuff, I had to, I forgot what it was, but something had happened and stuff like that that we wasn't able to be around each other so much like we were previously. And um, one night I happened to um, go to his house and stuff after I had gotten off of work. And when I got there and went to his house, his brother-in-law told me that he was not home. So I don't know. I guess you could call it female intuition. Um, I went across the street to my friend's house because I wanted to talk to her anyway because she wasn't responding to none of my text messages. She wasn't responding to my calls, and I was wondering what was going on. Wait a minute, let me back up. So before I had went over there that night, the day before that, I had got an inbox on Facebook from the guy that she had walked up to his house with and stuff, saying stuff like, quit putting my name in your mouth when it comes to that dude that lived in XYZ. I'm like, huh? What is you talking about? Oh, why you told, he said, I have a certain way of feeling about pussy ass niggas that approach me about some he say she say bullshit and stuff like that. And I'm like, what you talking about? He ended up telling me that I was supposedly. So anyway, like I was saying and stuff, he telling me that I was supposed to had said that he invited me over to his house for drinks. I was like, I didn't say your name. I said another person's name. I didn't say your name. Y'all names sound kind of similar, but I did not say that and stuff. And that let me know that my friend guy had been talking to my friend girl, and she went back and told her friend guy what was going on and stuff like that because my friend guy was upset about her bringing him over to his house. And I knew that he was upset because he was fussing at me about the shit. I'm like, I ain't do it, so why is you fussing at me for? So, we ended up getting into a big old argument that night, and I ended up just getting off on him. So, anyway, that let me know that it's been a lot of. He sit there and tell me I don't go over to her house. I don't associate with that thought. Um, um, she always in me and my family's face. Um, what else? She always asking my family for a cigarette or for a ride and stuff like that. That be her. That's not me and stuff. You sitting there making like you are just the holiest of holy and stuff like that. And the fact of the matter is I know you saying something to her. I know you being around her. I know when I'm not around, you are being around her and you are conversing with her because of the things that are coming back to me and the way that you act. So, um, all that happened and stuff the next night. I go over there to his house. He's not home. I happen to walk across the street to her house and stuff. I was going over there thoroughly to ask her, was she supposed to be mad with me and stuff like that because she wasn't responding to none of my calls or my texts because I was trying to get in contact with her to find out what exactly was going on with her guy friend inboxing me about some bullshit. Now, as y'all can see in this story and stuff like that, everything that's going on got my friend girl wrapped around it. But for some reason or another and stuff like that, for some reason or another, my guy friend and stuff like that trying to act so malleable minded to the point where he don't see it. He trying to make like he don't see it. Everything just so innocent. Everything just so innocent. But I'm not done. So I go knock on her door and she comes to the door. I said, hey, I said, I want to talk to you and happen to look up and guess who's standing in her living room? He is. But you don't go to her house. You don't talk to her. You stay away from her. That's what you telling me. But I just walked to your house and catch her in there. So I threw my keys at his ass. And I was like, what the fuck you doing in here? I thought you said you don't fucking fuck with her. What is you doing there? We had a big old shabam bam in the parking lot. And after I said what I had to say and he said what he had to say and stuff like that, I just decided to end that because it was it was getting too messy and it was making me start feeling a certain way about my friend, and it was also allowing me to start seeing how my friend actually felt about me. And it bothered me because I had feelings for this guy and she did too. And she can't say that she didn't. Because if she didn't, she wouldn't have been doing all of the things that she was doing. Now it was a lot more things that was going on in this situation, but I haven't said anything about it on this video. But long story short, if you start noticing that somebody is acting a certain way and they supposed to be your friend and you starting to see some vindictive, deceptive shit that they're doing with motive behind it, and you seeing it on both ends, always follow your womanly instinct and get yourself out that situation. Well, this was lunch and story time with Cici. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Hit the subscribe button and hit that bell with the notification so you can know when I upload a new video. This is Cici, and I will see you later. Bye.